Thank you to Chef for their generous donation as a YouTube member. Hello everyone, my name is Decalink, the Trained Unprofessional, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. On the last episode we ended what has been done so far of the Shuichi route, and now we are beginning with the beginnings of the Keisuke route. On the beginning of the last episode we skipped through to day 5, which is the first time that we actually do anything Keisuke specific. So let us see what to do with that. Well, easier anyway, plus it wouldn't hurt to get to know him better. Keisuke and I have been friends for a whole year, and I didn't even know about his family. I'm honestly afraid of how oblivious I've been. Before he can get too far away, run after him to catch him, giving him a tap on the shoulder.
What, you need something?
I was wondering if you wanted to hang out with me today, since training's been cancelled and all.
Me? You want to hang out with me? Why? You're free, you're right in front of me, why not? Why don't you go after Urata Kobayashi? They'd be more than happy to spend time with you.
Shuichi is busy with SC issues and Jun is practicing for his piano competition. Keikun sighs, scratching his head in exasperation.
So I'm your backup plan, huh?
No, it's not like that. Come on, you're already here and we're already together anyway. Give me one reason we shouldn't hang out. Well?
Shut up, I'm trying to think.
You're seriously looking for a reason to say no?
Look, it's not that I don't want to spend time with you, it's just I already had plans.
Oh, you have a date or something? He looks exasperated, quickly waving his hands around in a panic.
Not those kinds of plans, Fine, just don't tell anyone, okay? I nod. You know how I said I was gonna practice something that isn't tennis? I'm gonna practice guitar.
Keikun gives me a blank look as if expecting some kind of response. Okay, and why should that be a secret?
You don't know my family. You have no idea what kind of lecture I would had to hear when I first started practicing learning it. You're the son of a prestigious family. What will the others think when they find out you've been fiddling with such a barbaric instrument?
Keikun makes a shrill mock-up voice. Oh, a shrill mock-up. Honestly, very annoying to hear. I seriously hope whoever he's imitating doesn't sound like that in real life. Why would it be embarrassing? I'm sure if people knew about it, some people might actually approach you to chat.
Like I said, you don't know my family. My grandmother in particular is a real piece of work. I don't get to do anything I want to because everything and everyone is beneath me. Plus, you've got to admit, I'm not the kind of guy you'd imagine playing guitar, right?
He strikes the guitar-holding pose and starts doing air guitar as if to prove a point. Maybe, but up until yesterday I didn't think of you as a singer either.
I'm not a singer.
I have to admit, the idea of watching Keikun playing guitar is at least a little interesting. I really want to see that, because like he said, I just can't picture it in my head. Can I come watch? If you don't mind, of course.
What? Fine.
Does that mean I get to visit your house?
Well, that's where I'm gonna practice, after all. My car's already waiting for me outside, so we should hurry.
You're having a chauffeur pick you up?
Yeah, my house is kind of far, so we can't really walk there.
Oh, that's right. I sometimes forget you're filthy rich.
My family is rich, not me.
And yet, I'm pretty sure your guitar is probably worth more than my house.
Shut up! How much is your house worth?
I said that as a joke. If you tell me your guitar is actually worth more than my house, I'll have to go shoot myself.
Don't be over dramatic.
Despite saying that, the tip of his ears began tinting red and drooping. Guess I could get used to this. Oh, look at the fucking inside of this fucking... Oh my god. I have never been inside a limousine, but I don't want to. I'm too big. I'm too fucking... Not just fat, but I'm 6'3". I don't... I'd be hugging my knees the entire time, just imagining this. Being inside a limousine is definitely going to get chalked up as one of the most surreal experiences of my life. The back of the car was big enough to fit 8 or more people inside, and it had 2 built-in refrigerators, a music system, and air conditioning of its own. Oh, and leather seats. Overrated. They get sticky in the summer, and they're brittle in the cold. While I was fiddling with everything in sight, acting like a kid in a sweets shop, Keikun was leaning back in his seat with his eyes closed. His ears would twitch whenever I made an unexpected sound, but he still remained silent for the entire trip. Eventually, after about a 40-minute drive, we finally arrived at his house. Oh my! My jaw fell to the floor once we got past the gates. Saying the place was massive was an understatement. Is that a private lake?
Yes, my father likes to race carp in it. Try not to get too intimidated, though. My grandmother can smell fear.
You're not exactly painting her in a positive light, you know.
I couldn't if I tried. Let's just hope she decided to visit one of her awful friends today.
Oh my, look at this butler. Upon getting out of the limo, a fox butler came to our car and opened the door for Keisuke, bowing to him. He had a few gray hair furs here and there, but other than that, his appearance was completely pristine. I guess even butlers are well kept.
Greetings, young master. I was informed you'd be bringing a guest. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir.
Oh, likewise.
You didn't have to come receive us just because I have a guest, Kuroda. Also, I've already told you to stop calling me that. And I've already told you that it won't be possible, young master.
Keisuke groans upon being called that a second time, but I swear I almost see a hint of a smile on the butler's face.
If you don't mind, the master would like to have a word with you. And my grandmother? She's visiting a friend in the neighboring town and should be back tomorrow morning. Thankfully. At least I won't have to deal with that. By the way, the master asked that your friend wait in the room while you two talk.
The butler's eyes, that up to this moment have been soft and kind, suddenly became very sharp, almost unfriendly. It doesn't seem like there's any malice behind it, but I suddenly feel as if I'm being studied.
Keisuke? Don't worry about it. Kuroda, please take Senpai over to my room. I'll be there in a second. Very well.
Keisuke looks at me before leaving, giving me a small nod and going inside the house. I try to follow, but his butler quickly walks in front of me, blocking my path with a kind smile on his face.
No, sir, that entrance was forced us into the service area in the communal room. The side entrance is for the bedrooms.
Oh, okay. Man, what a convoluted floor plan. I'm taken across the gardens to the side entrance of the mansion. I can see a pool and a sports court on the side of the building. I also have a closer look at the woods surrounding the mansion. We're not even out of town yet. How the hell is there so much green in here? Wow, no wonder Keisuke is so disconnected from regular stuff. This place is almost like a mini city on its own. Butler chuckles. The wrinkles around his eyes and mouth make me think that this man probably smiles a lot.
Master Keisuke said the same thing when he first moved here. That boy had a hard time adapting to life in this place.
Suddenly his face switches to a frown. He looks down at his feet, grabbing his elbow with his left arm.
Of course, his grandmother's strictness didn't do much to help.
We go inside the building, walking through a long hallway with a multitude of rooms. I want to see if I can prod him for more information. He used to live in another mansion? One smaller than this one? The fox shot a puzzled glance at me.
He hasn't told you?
Told me what? He hesitates for a few seconds. We come to stop in front of the last room in the hall as he slides open the door for me.
If he's not to tell you, then it's not my place. Please wait here for the young master's return. There's a video game underneath the TV. Feel free to use it.
I turn around to get a look at Keisuke's room, and...
Holy balls!
God damn, that's bigger than my whole apartment. The hell is with this room? This is the fanciest room I've ever seen. Even the hotel rooms I've seen don't even come close to measuring up. Is this what elite lives? What an elite lives like? What? This room? This is...
Oh, I'm sorry. Please don't let the young master's room give you the wrong idea. The other rooms in the house aren't like this.
They aren't?
No, this used to be a servant's room. His grandmother was against it, but he insisted on having this one because he wanted the smallest, least fancy room in the house. The rooms for the family are much, much bigger.
That's not what I was worried about. Wait, it can get fancier than this? You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I shall be going now. If you wish to call a servant, there's a button next to the TV that rings a bell in the servant's lounge. Thank you for your patience.
Before I managed to get a word in, he's already closed the door and left. So this is the kind of life Keisuke lives, huh? Somehow this sort of lavish lifestyle doesn't suit the image I have of him in my head. Still, what am I supposed to do until he gets here? His butler said he had a video game console under the TV. Let me check that. Oh my god, this TV is huge. How do you get this thing through the door? You know what? I don't even want to know. So there's so many gaming consoles here. Not only does he have all the latest generation models, he also has vintage consoles from up to 20 years ago. This entertainment unit with all its stuff is probably worth more than everything I have in my bedroom. Ugh, I need to sit down. I spent quite a bit of time merely snooping around the bedroom, trying to find all the hidden secrets in here. As the door slides open, I plop upright in surprise, thinking one of his staff might have caught me looking around. Instead, it's just Keisuke looking down at me.
If you're looking for hidden pornography, I'm sorry to inform you I don't have any.
I wasn't! But now I do want to look for it.
So, do you think of me as an alien yet?
Not yet, getting there though.
Shakes his head sideways, scoffing. Like I said, I'm just going to practice with the guitar. You'll probably get bored of watching it soon. When you do, feel free to play something on the TV. It won't bother me.
There's no need. I'll just watch you playing. What's with that face that says you don't believe me? Keisuke shrugs, walking towards the closet and opening it to pull out a guitar case made entirely out of leather. It definitely looks very fancy. He carefully unzips it and removes and grips the arm of the guitar. Wow, look at this fucking picture right here. Signed by all the greats, no doubt. Wow! The guitar is so shiny and beautiful, my mind can't even begin to process how expensive this must have been. How expensive was this?
Trust me, you don't want to know. Even I was taken aback by it. But I couldn't say no. My father loves throwing his weight around and spending ridiculous amounts of money.
Well, try me. Keisuke looks away, trying to decide whether he'll say something or not. $3 million! Oh! Motherfucker! What?
That's exactly how I reacted when he told me the price. Oh, don't worry, this is a bargain. It only cost me $3 million. I was furious, but I couldn't quite say no. My grandmother was pissed too, though her reasons were different.
Wow! I know you said you were rich, but I didn't actually seem real until now.
Yeah, I understand. Honestly, it's pretty hard to wrap your head around it. I didn't realize how far removed I was from general society until you clued me into it.
Tell me about it. By the way, your butler said something about you also having a hard time adapting when you first moved here. When I asked him about it, he said it wasn't for him to say.
Oh, he did, didn't he? It's just,
Keisuke sighs, scratching his forehead. He puts his guitar back in his case and sits down on a chair.
I wasn't actually born here. 18 years ago, my father seduced one of his servants. I'm the product of that relationship.
Wait, so you're
a bastard, yeah. Once it was found out that my mom was pregnant, she was fired and sent away. I didn't even know I had a father until I was 6 or so, when his lackeys showed up at our door. No, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Try to think of any words I could say, something to distract him or make him feel better. Without another word, Keisuke grabs his guitar again. He plugs it into the amp next to his bed, stroking the guitar's body with visible affection. Then his fingers touch the strings. Once again, my jaw hits the floor. God damn! If this is him, listen. That's him playing that. Holy shit! When he said that he was practicing guitar, I fully expected him to be a complete novice and to barely make a semblance of sound come from the strings, but this is incredible. His fingers stroke the strings expertly, his other hand making the chords so fast that I honestly can't believe it. He doesn't just play the guitar, he absolutely kills it. As I started getting into the groove of the sound of his guitar, he abruptly stops. God damn it, I hate that. He tosses the guitar on top of his bed and groans.
Damn it, I can't get into it.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, I can't concentrate with you watching me.
Oh. I'm sorry, if you want me to go.
Don't be stupid, there's no need for that, and it's not your fault. Plus, I'm being a crappy host, inviting you to my place and just ignoring you to play with my guitar.
I told you I don't mind. You can practice if you want.
Maybe, but I'm not really in the mood right now. Do you want to do something? We have a pool if you're interested. Or we could also stay in my room and play video games.
I don't have a swimsuit, so I'll pass on the pool. I wouldn't mind playing some games, though.
Is there a specific console you want to play? If not, I'll just use one of the one that's plugged in right now.
Nah, you can use that one. I've never touched a new generation console anyway.
Alright.
After losing every single race I played against Keisuke, I'm almost ready to give up on it. Seriously, I haven't managed to beat him in a single game. And I'm not good at racing games. And I'm good at racing games.
I guess today wasn't your day.
I have an uncomfortable urge to slap the grin out of his face. Someone knocks on the door, and before either of us have time to answer it, they slide it open. Oh god, another white hair, an older one, stands in front of the door smiling.
Keisuke, I'm coming in. What do you want, father?
Whoa! It's like the air on Keisuke completely changed all of a sudden. Why are you looking so serious? Why, Shosh? I'm not saying that. There's so much hidden hostility in his eyes. It's making me uncomfortable. The older man, on the other hand, was smiling from ear to ear.
Well, it's just that you haven't done what I asked. I was coming here to check if there's any reason for that. I don't want to. Is that reason enough for you? Why should I introduce you to my friends?
What? Keisuke's father walks up to me, grabbing my hand and shaking it enthusiastically. I'm too stupefied by what's happening to actually reciprocate.
Remember how I was called away when we were... Remember how I was called away when we first arrived? Father wanted to chastise me for not informing him that I was bringing a guest. Of course, he wasn't the least bit interested in meeting you until I told him who you were. He's probably trying to win you over so you'll pick our company as a sponsor when you go pro.
The older hair backs away, flinching.
No, Keisuke, that's a little unfair. I'm just interested in meeting your friends. As if I'd believe that. You have never been interested in me or the activities that I partake in. Why should I believe you when you say you want to meet my friends? It's obvious that you're looking to gain something from this. Now are we done here?
Keisuke's father shifts around uncomfortably. His face scrunches up into a sad expression for a second. Keisuke shows him no quarter, staring the man down without an ounce of compassion. I'm not just imagining things, right? Right? This is actually a heavy mood, right? The older man clears his throat, scratching the back of his neck and looking over at me again, flashing me a wry smile.
I guess I better leave you two for now. It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I do hope you'll visit us more often. It's been so long since Keisuke's had friends over. Yes, and you know exactly why.
His father sheepishly walks away, leaving the room. We are left alone once again. Keisuke sighs, rubbing his forehead with his hands.
Talking to him is such a headache.
Keisuke, I don't mean to pry, but you were a bit harsh on your father.
Like I said, you don't know my family. Up until a couple of years ago, he never showed an inkling of interest in me. Whenever we'd talk, he was dry and to the point. I spent years trying to gain his affection, but...
He groans again.
I don't want to talk about this right now. I so don't want to talk about this right now. Look, I'm sorry, Benjamin-san, but I'm really not in the mood to have this kind of conversation. Can we just pretend this never happened?
Man, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just not imagining it. Keisuke's good mood is now totally gone. Look, I know it probably doesn't mean much to you, but if you ever need someone to vent to, I'm here for you.
Huh? What? Where did that come from?
Oh, come on. I know you don't always feel like you belong with us, but you've told me that already. I can't pretend to understand how hard it is for you over here. As far as you're concerned, I'm just some stranger looking at things from an outside perspective. My opinion probably doesn't really matter to you. but I can't help but feel that sometimes you act, I don't know, distant? Is that the word I'm looking for me? You're so similar to Shuichi in that regard. Even though you have friends around that would support you no matter what, you just prefer to shoulder everything on your own. I mean, come on, how long have we known each other for? And yet I never knew anything about all the issues you have at home. I mean, if not me, have you at least told Saya? That much is enough answer for me. See, we've been here for you all this time, and yet you've never bothered to look our way for support. I can understand if you don't know how to ask, but we're your friends. I know you've had issues with this kind of thing in the past, but we're not just along for the ride. Honestly, don't give a crap about your family's status, or yours for that matter. Whether you're high-born, low-born, a bastard, or legitimate child, I couldn't give two shits about that. All that matters to me is that you're the Keikun I've come to know over the last year. I might not know you as well as I might not know you as well as I do Shuichi or Saya, but you can be absolutely sure that you're one of my precious friends. I know that those two feel the same way as I do, even if they have their own peculiar ways to show it. So really, even if you don't feel like you can open up to me, at least try to get some support from Saya. I know you like her the best out of all of us anyway. Oh man, I really spoke a lot. Wasn't even sure where I was going with that, and yet the words kept pouring out. I don't even know what to say other than, wow, that is. You know, you're a much nicer guy than you give yourself credit for. Really? Thought you'd yell at me for being too nosy after I said all that much. Well, maybe a little. But I guess you're right. Although I'm not sure how I feel being compared to Urata. Still, I never really thought about asking you guys for support. I've always seen my family's issues as a burden that I'm supposed to carry. Not even sure how I'd go about asking for help. But I do appreciate your kindness, Benjamin-san. Really. Just hearing all this already makes me feel loads better. I'm glad to hear that. I guess my conversational skills aren't as bad as I thought. Oh no, please don't understand. Your conversational skills are absolutely terrible. But the feelings came across regardless. And that's what matters. Did this little shit just insult me while complimenting me? I don't even know how I should feel about it. Oh, and about the other thing you said. What other thing? I mean, I've said so much. It's true that I tend to feel more comfortable around Mizuguchi-san. And I do tend to gravitate towards here, I imagine that's her, more often than not. But it's not because I like her more than I do you guys. Nor because I trust her more. Really? Why is it then? It's because she's a very extroverted person. For better or worse, she's simple. She wears her feelings on her sleeve, and you can always tell what she's thinking. She's the only person whose feelings I don't have to worry about. I tend to put up a distance between me and the others. I know that much. I've already told you before, but I've lost many friends because they were only interested in my family name. Over time, I began to grow paranoid of how other people see me. Even if I truly believe you guys are my friends, I'm always worried that somewhere, deep down, you actually dislike me. I know it's silly of me. You guys have more than proven yourselves. Even when we've known each other for a short time, I know none of you guys are the type to do that. I still feel more comfortable around Mizuguchi-san, because I can always tell what she thinks of me. Now that means I like her more than I do you guys, so please don't let yourselves believe that. Wow, Keikun, I never imagined this was the reason. In fact, since you've been so nice to me lately, I'll let you on a little secret. Oh, what is it? Out of all my friends, you're the one I admire the most. Both in and out of the courts, you've been the objective I've aspired to reach since we first met. What? Me? Yes. So please don't come up with this nonsense that I like Mizuguchi-san better than you all. If anything, I'd say you are my favorite, Benjamin-san. Wow, I don't even know what to say. Keikun,
Please, you don't have to say anything. I believe this was enough sappiness for one night, don't you think?
I guess.
It's getting late. How about we eat something and I get the car to take you home?
You don't have to send me over in a car.
Oh, really? You're gonna walk back home? It's a 3-hour trip on foot, you know.
On second thought, maybe it would be a good idea.
I'd ask you if there's anything particular you want to eat, but given your track record, I'm pretty sure we'd be stuck here forever waiting for you to choose.
Hey, that's not untrue. Keisuke presses a small button with the symbol of the bell and turns off the TV. Not 1 minute later, I hear a knock on the door. Keisuke walks up to it and I can hear him talking to someone on the other side.
You called? Could you send over some food for the two of us? Just a few hamburgers will suffice.
Young master, I don't think your father would approve of you eating that.
If I were to concern myself with the things he disapproves of, I wouldn't be able to function anymore.
Very well, I'm bringing it over soon.
You hear the sound of hurried steps echoing on the other side. Why would your father disapprove of you eating burgers?
He hates fast food. It wouldn't be half bad if he wasn't so damn vocal about it. I've had more salad in this past month than most people do with their whole lives. I need meat.
I see.
Feel free to take a bath if you want to. It might be a while for the food to be delivered. I can ask...
Oh, shit. Random guy has arrived.
I can ask a maid to come over and pick up your clothes to be washed too.
I don't have anything else to wear if I do.
Lies, I know you have your tennis clothes in your bag. And before you say you don't like undressing in front of other people, it might not look like it, but my bathroom door does close.
But
you don't have to if you don't want to. It's just that I tend to like cleaning myself up before I eat. I don't even end up I don't want to end up contaminating my food.
Wow, germaphobe much?
No, just thorough.
I'll pass. I'm not really comfortable with the idea of bathing at someone else's house. Keikun shrugs. He walks over to his closet and picks up a couple of clothes.
Well, I'm gonna take a quick shower then, if you don't mind.
A shower? Why not a bath? He smiles.
I hate baths.
He walks into his bathroom and closes a sliding door I didn't even know was there. Pretty neat, nifty setup. Hey, there he is in his shirt. After quite a filling dinner consisting of burgers and fries, I feel like I could just roll my way back home.
They always try a little harder whenever we have guests over.
He walks back to his room and plops down on the bed. It was very good food, I'll give you that.
Yeah, to be honest, if I could have simpler food instead of this convoluted crap my family tries to force on me, I'd be a lot happier.
You don't like the way you live here? Why, I think it'd be amazing.
Sure, tell me. How would you enjoy getting constantly told what to not do the things you want to do because, well, what the other rich snobs we know think? How would you like getting told you're not allowed to choose what you want to do with your life because you're going to succeed your father's company and that's final? No, I don't enjoy this one bit. The benefits aren't worth being turned into a puppet for my family.
I don't think they're making you a puppet. They just want what's best for you, I'm sure of it.
You obviously don't know my family.
You've said that 3 or 4 times. But it's true.
No, actually, scratch that. You obviously don't know my grandmother. The woman is a nightmare. She hates me, and she makes sure I am always aware of it.
I think hate is kind of a strong word.
No, she literally hates me. She said so herself. She hates how she had to take such a bastard in. She takes every chance she gets to insult my mom, and my father never says anything against her. They're awful, the both of them.
I'm sorry. I had no idea.
It's alright, I'll manage. Once I go pro, we'll cut ties, and I'll never have to deal with them again.
So that's why you're always trying so hard in practice.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I don't even like tennis I didn't even like tennis at first. My father forced me to play it because he thought it'd look good if his son became a well-known player in the nation. He thought it'd be good press that I'd stop when I graduated. Joke's on him now, I actually intend to do this for a living. Oh, anyway, it's starting to get late now. I've already asked them to prepare a car, so we should probably get going. I'll set you off.
Alright, just try not to go crazy after I leave.
Nah, I've got plenty of practice dealing with these clowns. Plus, I'll finally be able to practice once you leave.
If it wasn't for his smile on his face, I'd think he's trying to tell me how annoyed he is to have me around. Okay then, take me to the car. Keisuke escorts me to the front of his house where a limo is already waiting for me. Once I get in, he waves goodbye to me as the car drives away. His figure becomes smaller and smaller. I spend the entire trip home thinking of everything I found out about him today. I never knew it was any of this stuff. Have I been a bad friend to him all this time? Common theme throughout all of these routes is the idea of whether or not you've been a bad friend.